Hello all. Today we're going to be making crispy crepes. How do crispy crepes differ from normal French crepes, you say? Well, they're crispy. I'm particularly fond of the Indian dish masala dosa, which is like a crispy rolled crepe and some kind of curried potato something or another, which we'll be trying today. But first we must make crispy crepes. The recipe actually I found on a southwestern cooking blog. Go figure. So we will be trying that crispy crepe recipe today, and we'll see how it goes. To begin, we're going to combine in our blender, thank you Max, in our blender we have a cup of milk and half a cup of supposedly lukewarm water. To this we must add the recipe calls for 4 large eggs, but I don't have large eggs. I have 1 large egg, but 3 normal eggs. So I never realized that normal eggs are much smaller than larger eggs until I compared them actually side by side. Look, this is a large egg, this is a normal egg. Okay, it doesn't seem that impressive. We have added a cup of flour, regular all-purpose flour, as well as maybe a half teaspoon of salt. The recipe doesn't call for it, but I'm going to add some sugar. The key to any crepe batter, whether it's crispy or it's French, is to not overwork the gluten. If you were to whip this thing into frenzy and let it blend for a minute or two continuously, you'd work all the gluten molecules, the proteins, into tight bunches. And tight bunches are not tasty. Finally, we're going to add about half a stick of melted butter, and because the owner of this kitchen does not have a microwave, I had to use a pan, which seems strangely medieval to me. So after we have our batter all nice and mixed together, we're going to let this rest in the refrigerator for about 2 hours, or as long as you could stand.
Okay, so here's the question, why is everything we eat brown? Okay, so this is bean sprouts and tofu. The tofu is really firm, and it's my favorite kind of tofu. And there's a little bit of green onion in it, and soy sauce and sugar, and delicious. This is completely different. What is this? It looks like a mess.
This
but it tastes awesome.
Black bean chicken with vegetables.
The vegetables include cabbage and onion.
Carrot, onion.
Wear this smell-o-vision because this is really, the aroma is quite making me very hungry. So that's it, because hungry and cook dinner. Yum, yum, yum. Okay, bye.
Bye. Hello. So we need to make something to put in our crispy crepes. So along those veins, we're going to be making a curried sort of mashed potato type thing. My disclaimer is that I have never been nor never will be Indian, so any curry or Indian type thing I make will necessarily be Japanified. So here we go. So undoubtedly what you see before you is not all that's going into this dish, but in general we're going to start with 3 russet potatoes peeled, garlic, half an onion, doesn't matter what kind. As seasoning, we're going to have, paprika for some spice, pepper, because pepper makes everything better, salt to help draw out some moisture and to give it some more seasoning, cinnamon, because I kind of like that, I like cinnamon, I'm gonna put it, curry powder of course, because it's curried potatoes, and sugar, because everything tastes better with sugar. And we have a secret ingredient, peas, green peas, frozen green peas. Don't tell Angela. There are certain foods that Angela does not like and does not eat. Foods Angela does not like or does not eat. Olives, melon, peas, mushrooms, watermelon, soft tofu, and many other things. She's gonna yell at me. And because of this, shh, Don't tell her. My secret plan for the summer is to secretly work in these good, nutritious, and delicious foods into things she eats until one day she realizes that they're not all that bad. So, we're going to be sticking some green peas in there. Hopefully she won't notice. She probably will and will make a comment and you will find out about it. But until then, secret. Shh. So, we finally diced, or relatively finely diced our onion. And we're just going to cook it a little until it's translucent. So once our onions start to become a little translucent, we're going to add our minced garlic, about 2 cloves, 2 large cloves. And because there are certain flavors in onions, certain sweet flavors if we want, that are only soluble in alcohol, we're going to add a little bit of beer. Tsingtao. Chinese beer. I don't know how much. That much. Add that much. Stir it and cook it. The alcohol will cook off. Don't worry. So now we have added our potatoes. It doesn't really matter what you do, how you cut them, because we're just going to mash them up anyway. But smaller will cook faster. You also want them to be uniform, all the same size, so that they will all be done cooking at the same time. Otherwise you'll have crunchy pieces next to mushy pieces, and that's not good at all. So we're going to cover this with water, just enough to cover the potatoes, and allow them to boil/steam for a few minutes, just until they're done. Then we will season. Wow! Now what to do with these peas? Well, if you take these peas and thaw them out, and take about a cup, maybe 3/4 of a cup, and beat the crap out of it, you get something that looks like this. A paste. Right? So we're just looking for consistency. We want the same texture as the potatoes to be in our peas, so that Angela won't know the difference. So maybe 15 or 20 minutes later, our potatoes look like this. It kind of looks like a hash. They're soft and mushable, and so they're almost done cooking, and we're just going to mush them up to make our curried mashed potatoes. At this point, you're going to want to add in the peas or leave them out, depending on your disposition, but I'm going to add the peas. So we're going to mix it all together, mash it up, and then season it. So this is some cinnamon, some curry powder, sugar, and pepper, regular black pepper. I add a little drop of sesame oil to give it a little more Asian flavor. Yes, so this will be one of our fillings for our crispy crepes. So to actually make the crepes, you're going to set your stove to a medium-ish temperature. You have to adjust it a little bit. But then you're going to pour your batter in, however much you want, depending on how big. Take a spoon or something flat, and spread it out as thin as you can. And you're just going to let it cook on one side until it's nice, brown, and crispy. When you lift it up, it should not droop too much. And then you're going to flip it, cook it for a few seconds on the other side, and then you're done. And after that, you're going to roll and fill with your potato mixture we made before. And that's my masala dosa.